Alright, we have PBT. Again, we faced these guys in the third war of the season, and we did end up winning that war. That was actually BG3's worst war of the season. I think that was our worst war since season 23. We died 4 times as a battle group in that war, so included. That was where I also died to that void, which they stuck on the exact same spot, on the exact same node on path 9 in section 2. I'm going to be sending Nick Fury to that fight this time. Enzo took care of business there. And I've got a kind of a weird team here. I'm bringing in, they put an Apocalypse on node 9, which is on the hazard shift path. And it's decent placement for him. I think that Rulk is definitely a good matchup there. So I've got Red Hulk, White Magneto. I'm going to be placing a few guidances. And then I've also got Sim Supreme. Now here I'm like really thinking, do I want to bring in Dr. Voodoo? I haven't brought Dr. Voodoo into war probably since like, I don't know, somewhere in the seasons 1 to 3 range, I think. But the reason I'm considering this is I'm only going to be using this third attacker spot, which is either going to be Dr. Voodoo or Sim Supreme, for a Venom on path 8 in section 2. And I mean, Dr. Voodoo, I'm pretty sure would just ruin him in like a matter of 15 seconds after I were to get my first SP1 and throw that off. But I did end up going with Sim Supreme because we have taken that fight before with Sim Supreme, and I know that I won't have to worry about the node at all because I'll automatically nullify. I'll stagger and nullify all of his buffs right at the beginning of the fight. So, all right, so here we have this Red Hulk fight. Now, you know, Red Hulk is pretty safe here. He has like massive physical resistance at 10 heat charges. I'm going to get to 10 heat charges fairly quickly because of the node. And I'm also going to boost as big as I can at this point. So, you know, I have not been buying deals, or I haven't been spending money on this game basically for a while. And so I am very low on the boost, as you guys can see. I also don't do arena. It's not a great mix, but I don't have any units either. I'm like 1,500 units or something like that, so I can't afford to buy those 6-hour boost packs, the advanced boost packs. So here, we get in here, and I'm like, alright, so I think that this is going to be totally fine. And I'm going to take this SP1, and I'm like, what in the F? Okay. So he does have that Fury buff, and that Fury buff is just going to reset every single time I'm inflicted with a debuff. Now, the Incinerate debuffs are still going to apply to me. They're just going to instantly be converted into heat charges. So that just continues to refresh his Fury buff. Which means that he's doing a lot more damage. It's a 200% attack increase with that Fury buff. The node is called Schadenfreude. So that's not great. You guys see, I mean, how much health I'm losing from these special attacks. Now another thing to note is there we go, I screw up, so that's great. So now I'm like, oh my god, am I about to die in this fight? I throw my SP2 just to get a little bit of regen. There I missed a parry because I'm kind of freaking out at this point, and I just know that I've got to eat this last SP2 on the block, get out of the way of the melee hits, and at this point I should be okay. If I can get one more parry in, boom, thank goodness we get out of that fight. But another thing to note there is with a rank 5 Red Hulk, I was not running any suicides. Obviously, you know, at least the Poison Suicide Liquid Courage is really, really going to be helpful there. And I wasn't running it because I didn't think it was going to be an issue. But I kind of overlooked the node interaction there. And then, of course, I messed up. So I was lucky to get out alive. Pete ended up taking that Havoc. And here I'm going to place my first guidance on Man-Thing. This war, by the way, I've only got 2 fights. And I'm just going to be talking to you guys throughout this entire video. So, you know, if you came here for the fights, really not the video for you. I'm able to place my second guidance on that Sasquatch. That node can get tricky. We did end up using Human Torch there. We've used Quake there in the past, but with a rank 3 6-star Sasquatch, his health pool is big enough that he can actually outlast the alignment of Quake's Aftershocks and the encroaching timer, so he'll end up stunning you towards the end. So anyway, we use Torch. Very, very safe and easy fight there. I do like Quake in that matchup against rank 5 Sasquatches. Alright, so here, this is a rank 3 Venom. So again, this is kind of what I was saying. I'm not sure what SIG this is. I didn't even go in to check because it didn't matter since I was using Sim Supreme. But the SIG is going to give him a different number of buffs at the beginning of the fight. If he was max SIG, for example, I'm pretty sure he can get up to 8 buffs at the beginning of the fight. And he would just get completely wrecked instantly by Sim Supreme in that case. But because he starts the fight with 3 buffs, I do have those 3 weaknesses on me. You guys can see next to the heal block passive underneath my health bar. And I'm just going to go straight up Symbiote Supreme style here, which is get to the SP3. And I'm not going to be throwing SP2s in this fight because of Protect. So Carl has a rank 3 Symbiote Supreme. He's been taking bosses this season and mini bosses with his Sim Supreme. And when you're up against a large defender with Protect, Symbiote Supreme is a really good option, even though he doesn't benefit from Protect as an attacker. You just need to avoid using the SP2. So I am running Deep Wounds in this fight, and that's what Carl runs when he's using Symbiote Supreme for Protect defenders. And the strategy is just to get to the SP3, stack up as many bleeds as possible after the SP3, and then be patient, get back to your SP3. If you throw the SP2, you're very likely to trigger Protect, especially with class advantage. And then you got to get some intercepts off. So you don't really need to do that. As you guys can see, this is a very safe fight. All those bleeds are really, really helping me out. And I don't have to worry about Protect triggering with any of my basic hits, even on crits, even with class advantage. So Symbiote Supreme, very, very usable for Protect. I know that Carl has fought a rank 3 Super Scroll on node 53. He has taken a couple champion bosses. He's going to end up taking this champion boss with his rank 3 Symbiote Supreme as well. And I'm going to throw on Guidance there. That's kind of cool to see some of the guys finishing up their paths. And Brent, of course, completely owning that Dragon Man on node 49. You guys just don't listen. And we've got another Dragon Man on node 49 this war. So Brent just eats that stuff up. It's a waste of a good defender. At least against 4 Loki and BG3 it is. So, alright, here we're just watching Carl, ready to cheer him on. Again, he's got the best matchup in the game for this fight. A rank 3 Symbiote Supreme with Guidance. The Guidance is only going to give him the boosted attack because he is not a hero champion. But, yeah, boom. Very, very easy. And we go in with easy with the Z for Carl. Good for you, man. Look at that, like 95% health or something like that. Anyway, that's it for this war. We do still have some fights left, you guys can see here. Enzo was sleeping, I think, at this point. He was on path 9. And then we've got, some large defenders that we just didn't want to have to deal with the global for. And, yeah, this was one of our best wars as an alliance. In a very, very long time. I think we only died 3 times total. Here are the cards. We have Carl the Boss Slayer, B Manny, and Bryn with yet another card. He is up to 9 wars in a row with a card. Anyway, that's it for this video. Leave a like and a comment. Subscribe. I will have a very interesting war video coming soon that won't include any actual war fights. It's going to be all about how I would improve Alliance War as a game mode. So if you're interested in that, make sure to be subscribed so that you see when that's posted. All right, thanks a bunch, guys. See ya.